What's going on, guys? It's ZMac. I am going to be doing a very special video tonight. We're just going to be playing some Guild Wars 1, and we're going to be answering the question, should you play Guild Wars 1 in 2026? So I've already created a character. We're on our way. Right now, we're in the tutorial zone. This is known as the pre-searing. We're going to play for a little bit. I'm going to talk through all the ins and outs of Guild Wars 1. Should you play it? Is the game for you? Is it not? So let's get into it. First and foremost, we have a very basic movement, pretty standard WASD. No jumping. No jumping. One of the first things I remembered. I press a jump and spacebar, and it does not jump. But you can look around. We've got some beautiful graphics from the early 2000s. I actually have a video from last year that I went very in depth in everything. It was very highly edited, very high quality, but we're just doing a quick run-of-the-mill recap. Should you play in 2026? I'm currently doing something called the 100-day challenge, where I upload a video every single day for 100 days straight, and I just wanted to do something fun that I knew would be relaxing. I love Guild Wars 1, so I'm excited to kind of show it off to you guys tonight. This is the quest NPCs, the town crier. Anything with a little green exclamation point on it means they want to talk to you. They've got a quest for you. So truthfully, I'm probably not going to be reading through any of the quests. We're not going to be looking at the story or anything. I'm just going to give you some of the basic features of Guild Wars 1. He's just telling us, go talk to Sir Titus. He's got some good news for you. I like good news. And there we go. I'm actually kind of interested because this is Guild Wars Reforged. I wanted to try it out and see what's changed, if there's really anything that's that much different. At first, I was really excited when they told people that they were going to do Guild Wars 1 Reforged, because I thought it was going to be a remastering, but it's not really. I really don't know all the updates and stuff. I think they just added some different visual updates, but it's not like the whole game. It's just some visual updates, some audio updates, things here and there. I don't know. We'll see if I'll point some stuff out if something seems, special or different than what I originally remember. But here's Sir Titus here. Here you are, my friend. It's just a, left click, talk to him. I think you'll appreciate this. We get some experience, get some gold. Here's our XP bar up here. I already noticed one thing. I don't know if this is from the original app, but one thing that's really nice is you can actually just completely customize your entire interface. Everything just moves around. You can make it bigger, you can make it smaller, whatever you want. That is really nice. I think a lot of people will appreciate that. I'm actually gonna make my experience part a little bit bigger because it's a little bit small right now. Everything seems a little bit small. That's okay. Maybe I'll make the weapon bar bigger. There we go. Anyways, very nice quality of life there. All right, let's talk to Sir Titus. He wants me to travel to the Southwest Gate, take me to Lakeside County. I'll have Van the Warrior waiting for you outside. He can show you a trick or two. So we're going to go meet the Warrior Trainer. I did choose Warrior for my class. Guild Wars is a class-based game. In Prophecies, I want to say there's 6. We've got Warrior, Monk, Elemental, Ranger, Mesmer, and there's one more that I'm missing. What is it? Necromancer. Yeah, I think it's 6. So here's the little town square. I'm sure we've got some level 20s. This is a very well-known trick or different way to play Guild Wars 1. Basically, in the pre-searing, the tutorial, it is possible to get max level, which is level 20, and it's kind of a rite of passage for a lot of Guild Wars players. They try to have at least one of these. I actually don't, because I didn't do that as a kid, but yeah, we got a level 19. There's one level 20, level 20. I don't know exactly how to do it. There's a way to finesse it to that you can get all these quests, and if you kill enough mobs and stuff, you don't get a ton of XP in Guild Wars 1 for killing mobs. So one thing that you'll notice right away is that it is not technically an MMORPG in the traditional sense. So we've got our town here, our outpost. This Ascalon City, this is where you're going to see other players. Okay, this is where you can interact and group up, talk, trade, do whatever you want with people. But then the rest of the world is your own personal instance. There's some pros and cons to it. Obviously, the number one con is you don't get to play with other people. You don't get to see with a bunch of other people running around all the time. But it's kind of nice because it feels like your own personal story, your own personal adventure. Sometimes you walk up to a NPC and you're doing a quest, you finish it, it's like, oh, I just saved so-and-so, and then 5 other people walk up and they're like, oh, I just saved so-and-so. It's just like, okay, well. So there is a little bit of pros and cons there. Some people give that's honestly one of the biggest turnoffs, I would say, for people when they come to Guild Wars 1. If that's something that you're not looking for, then it's probably not going to be the game for you. But if you're okay with going out into the world and having more of a solo or small group adventure, you're going to really, really love your time with Guild Wars 1. So we're going to talk to the Van the Warrior here. All right, nostalgia for real. Do you guys like my name? Nostalgia for real. I was asked to see to it you learned what it means to be a warrior. Listen to what I have to say. You just might learn how to accomplish all these feats and more. We'll accept that. He wants us to go kill some of this horde of scale, these little creatures by the river. He's going to give us a couple of skills here, I think, after we complete the quest. So let's go and do that. In terms of questing and navigation, it is a bit hand-holdy. There's a little, if you see up here on the minimap, it gives you a little arrow to show you exactly where you need to go. And then when you get close enough, it'll have this little flashing star that shows you, hey, here's the objective, here's the, mobs or whatever that you need to kill. We've got to kill some of these mobs. Just left click to attack. You can also, I think, so tab and then space will get you a little something too. I'm using a Warhammer right now. Let's see. Here's your inventory. I think it's a 2-handed Warhammer. That's just kind of the standard start for a warrior. The class system and everything is really cool, very unique. And one of the coolest things about Guild Wars, I don't even know if I'll get to feature it tonight because I'm probably going to play for about an hour. Like I said, just tell you as much as I possibly can. But in Guild Wars 1, it is a dual-based class system. Here, let's talk to this guy really quick. We got the scale. Yes, we did get the scale. And he's going to bless us with our first couple of skills. Very nice. So Van said, I'm done with you. And we have our friend here, Haversdan, who's going to take his place. We'll just click on him. You're the warrior Sir Titus was telling me about, aren't you? Well, I imagine he's right that you've got potential, but potential won't save you from a charred firestorm. I suggest you head southwest to Ashford and talk to Devona. She's bound to have a task or two for you. Thank you. I'll take your advice. One little tip here, if you're looking to decide if you should play this game or not, I don't even know if I should get it. I'm just gonna tell you, this is helpful if you talk to this girl right here, Lena the healer. We're not gonna do that, but she does give you something, a skill that's very, very helpful. I don't want to ruin it for some of you that want to experience the game for yourself. But what I was saying, so there's 6 classes, but it is a dual-based class system, meaning that you get your primary class, and then once you're in game, you can choose a secondary class. So you'll get all these skills down here. These are warrior specific skills. This is frenzy. It's a stance. For 8 seconds, you attack 33% faster, but read the fine, the fine writing there. You take double damage. Kind of sucks. Healing signet. Signet, you gain 82 health. Great, but read the fine print. You have minus 40 armor while using this skill. Both those skills kind of, I mean, they're fine, but they kind of suck in a sense because you're making yourself more vulnerable when you use them. So as you progress, you'll get better skills as a warrior, and we can hopefully look at some of those. But yeah, these are the warrior skills, and then you can get a secondary class as well. So I could be like a warrior monk or a warrior ranger or warrior elementalist, whatever you want it to be. And you can start slotting in some of the secondary class skills as well once you unlock those. Let's talk to Devona. Glad you've come. Okay. Heard to talk. My dudes in Taki for looking this matter myself, but if you could go to Ashford Abbey to the north, ask him about it, I'd appreciate it. Sounds good. Like I said, it's a little bit hand-holdy. I don't love the fact that you can go through the quests and the main storyline and everything in Guild Wars without reading a single word in the quest dialogue. You really can, because you just press accept and then you've got this arrow over here. But my suggestion, my recommendation to you would be take your time, go slow, enjoy the journey, actually read the quests and things like that. I'm just not doing that right now because I'm trying to fit in as much as I possibly can in the short time that I have. So we're going to talk to Myrick the Scribe. I leave the delving in dungeons to others. Uncovering the secrets of ancient texts is excitement enough. How may I help you? Unsettling rumors. Devona sent you, bless her. Must be delivered to Armin Saberlin in Ascalon City. Okay. So I'll tell him I'm on my way, and he's going to tell me that I think that's where he tells you you can fast travel in Guild Wars 1. You can fast travel at any time, wherever you want. You don't have to be in a city or anything like that. You just click on a city that you want to go. As long as you've been there before, you can fast travel instantly. Some people like that. It's a nice quality of life. Some people not so much, because it does break the immersion of the game to a degree. But if you want to, get a true immersive, adventurous experience, you could, make a little challenge for yourself. Say, I'm not going to use any of the fast travel. If you want to do that, go for it. Talk to Armin Saberlin. He's going to tell us some stuff. He's going to accept this. Now, here is what I was talking about. You can already start the pursuit of a second class. What? I mean, why not? Let's do it. For time's sake, I'm not going to take too much time. Warrior Monk is a pretty good combination. You've got some damage, some tankiness, plus healing. It's basically kind of like a paladin. And I'll say thanks, I'll be on my way, because he just gave me a quest. Press L to open up your quest log, and now we see a second profession. To take Monk as your second profession, follow the road southwest from town, enter Ashford Abbey, and talk to Brother Menlo. So, like I said, we can actually just go right back to Ashford Abbey because we've already been there. Fast travel, and here is Brother Menlo. One thing that you'll notice about Guild Wars is there are 8 slots for your skills down here at the bottom, and that, my friends, is it. That's it. You don't get to expand. In World of Warcraft, you start with an action bar, but then you can expand to 2, 3, 4 action bars. That is not the case. That is not the case. You get 8 skills, and that's that. ZMAC, that sucks. That seems to really suck. Actually, I kind of appreciate it. I think it's unique. I think that it makes the skills that you choose for your character and for your build they weigh a lot. They matter a lot. You can't just put 100 skills and then try and keep track of everything and you use it's like, no, you have to create and theory craft specific builds that are appropriate for the task, the activity that you're doing, whether it's solo leveling or whether you're doing some of the missions or PvP, things like that, you have to really be thoughtful about every single skill that you have at your disposal, because you've only got 8 of them. So I think it's kind of cool. It's really nice if you're someone that just likes to keep things simple. You don't like to be pressing 1,000 buttons at once. So that's, again, pros and cons, advantages, disadvantages. I know, I think a lot of World of Warcraft people would just lose their minds trying to play Guild Wars and only having 8 skills, but I kind of grew up playing this game, so it was one of the first MMOs that I ever experienced, so it's not new to me. I'm comfortable with it and I enjoy it. So let's go amongst mission. One of the taskmasters, I'll grant you a simple healing spell, and we're gonna meet someone inside the catacombs. There we go. And there is, so for monks, there is some damage. I can't remember. I'm not an expert, guys, when it comes to meta builds and things like that. It's been a minute since I've actually played and done, EVP for Guild Wars. But there's some holy damage from the monk side as well. I don't think many people do it though. But yeah, we've got Bane Signet here, and then we've got Orison of Healing. So now we've got an actual healing spell, so probably don't have to use the Healing Signet as much. The main thing, I think we can double up. If I remember correctly, we can double up and get a little quest here. Someone must place candles on the 4 stands. Yeah. So we'll add that to our task. Oops. The guy that I'm supposed to be with. Here. You know what? I might have actually talked to the wrong guy, but that's okay. I'm not sure. We're gonna follow this guy. This is for the monk quest. His name's Paulus the Abbot. We're gonna delve into a little dungeon. The tip says whenever you enter a mission or walk through a shimmering portal into an explorable area, an independent space will be created just for you and your party. You can meet other players and form parties in towns and outposts. We kind of already went over that. I'm gonna delve into this little cave dungeon area. Just imagine as a kid. Now this actually looks a little bit revamped. I could be wrong, but this looks like, I don't remember some of these images and stuff being there. I could be wrong. Let me know in the comments if I'm totally wrong, but that looks like maybe they revamped, something there. Added little murals to the walls. But yeah, just imagine as, a kid, you get to play this for the first time. It is just a very, very fun, magical experience. I think to answer the question, should you play Classic WoW? Not Classic WoW, sorry, I've been playing a lot of Classic WoW lately. Should you play Guild Wars 1 in 2026? One thing that you want to just go into this, I guess I could use I'm clicking. What a noob. All right, he did something here. Let's heal him. Oh, and I need to he's got that, but I need to light the lamps. Are these the 4 lamps? I think here's 2 of them at least. There's one. Well, shoot. Not sure if I passed the other 2 or if they're a little bit farther, and we'll see. There's one more right there. Okay. Let's use the healing signet. It is, you use your, is it called mana or energy? And your health down here as your resources. I think I missed one. There was probably one more. Remembrance candle that was a little bit further. I just needed one more. That's okay. Yeah, should you play Guild Wars 1 in 2026? This game is the sort of game that you want to play if you're looking for just a fun, relaxing, chill, classic adventure type of game, honestly. This is not going to be a high dopamine, high stimulation, you know, fast-paced game or anything like that. This is something that probably will appeal to, you know, more mature gamers, people that are looking for a little bit of nostalgia, looking for an opportunity to invest time and into something that's more satisfying, rewarding for like a long-term journey. The game itself, you know, getting to max level, that's not really the purpose of Guild Wars 1. It's not like, you know, when you get to max level, sure, it's like, it's a cool milestone, but it's not your primary focus. The developers of ArenaNet, you know, back in the early 2000s, they specifically put the level at level 20, the max level at 20, because they didn't want players to hyper focus or fixate on getting to max level. They wanted people to explore the world, explore the game, and to make that the primary focus. And then beyond that, a lot of it is getting, you know, gear, getting different skills. So there's things in the world. Yeah, I'm ready to become a monk. Sure. Perfect. So now you can see over here, it says WMO, which means I am a warrior monk. Perfect. Let's talk to Brother Menlo here. We can probably get some more. Yeah, we can get some more monk skills. So we've got Retribution, which is an enchantment, deals 33% of each attack's damage back to the source. And then also Symbol of Wrath, deals 8 holy damage each second. So maybe I'm just totally wrong. Maybe there's a lot more monk damage than I was anticipating. But the quest is going to take us to the fields north of Ashford, and we're going to go dispatch some skeletons. Yeah, one of the things that is a big focus in Guild Wars 1 is the skill accumulation, specifically elite skills. So a lot of the standard skills from Prophecies, you can accumulate those from skill trainers and things like that. I think you can get them from some quests and things like I just did. There we go, nice. But elite skills, those are things that you will have to specifically seek out and search for. Usually it's going to be a named boss that is using that skill that you want, and after you kill them, you use a Signet of Capture to... Oh, we're getting kind of close to dying there. Let's heal up. Ah, I think I just healed someone else on accident. Ah, don't kill me, please. Okay, I might take a little extra damage from that. There we go. Here, we use Retribution. Nice, and we got a little... Takes a little bit of damage whenever he hits me. So a lot of the warrior skills, they do not actually use the energy. Wow, that was really freaking close. Okay, we're good. But a lot of the monk skills do, or probably all of the monk skills do. Well, no, this Signet doesn't. Anyway, so we'll get back to talking about the elite skills, but we just got a level here. We're level 2, and it's very, very simple. I like the attribute tree, whatever you want to call it, in Guild Wars 1. You legitimately, when you get a level, gives you a certain amount of points, and then you just go here and you can click what you want. I think we're gonna go, we want some more damage. We need a little more damage in our life. So Might go with hammer mastery, although we don't have any hammer skills. I don't know if hammer mastery... Yeah, it increases the damage you do with hammers and your chance to inflict critical hit. Let's just put it into hammers, and then what else? Tactics, maybe? Tactics, no inherent effect, just skills. Smiting. Maybe we'll do a little smiting because we've got a couple of those. The nice thing about the attributes and stuff is once you get to an outpost, now you can just play with it. You know, it's not fixed. One of the most annoying things about Classic WoW that I don't love is the talent tree. Once it's locked in, that's it. You cannot change it at all. There's very little flexibility in that. And even to make matters worse, if you spend money or gold to change that talent tree, then the next time you do it, it increases. So it gets pretty dang expensive to change your attributes and talents and things like that. So this is just a nice little, very simple, just you get a level, you get some points, and you go over here and you add, you add whatever you want. Let's do, I don't know, strength. You can increase your rank in strength from 0 to 1. When you use attack skills, each point of strength gives you 1% armor penetration. Many skills, especially those related to starving. I don't really know. That's fine for now. Let's turn this quest in. You're making great progress. Thank you. I'm proud of you. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Cool. So now I would like to get some more warrior skills. So we'll kind of make our way to where I know there is at least one warrior trainer. We can get, I think, maybe some sword skills if I remember correctly. What's this? A return to Armin Saberland. Okay, well, let's return to Armin Saberland first. Get some of that XP. If anyone's watching this, that's just a pure Guild Wars 1 enthusiast veteran, forgive me. I know I'm not probably going the perfect optimal route. That's not really the point of this playthrough or this little showcase feature. I'm just trying to show people as much as I can in a short amount of time. All right. So now, if we wanted to, we're not going to do this, and I would not recommend you doing this if you decided that you did want to play some Guild Wars 1. This is the tutorial. This is the pre-searing area. And if you talk to this guy, here's an accept. It says, I'm ready to leave everything behind. That will take you out of the tutorial pre-searing area and into more of the main story. And it would be a mistake. In my opinion, you can play however you want, but it would be a mistake. There's so much to experience. There's so much to explore. And this area is it's just so peaceful and calm, fun. It feels like a really warm, cozy starting zone. And I would highly, highly recommend take your time with it. Don't rush. Get as much out of it as you can. There's some skills in this tutorial pre-searing area that you can't get easily if you go to the mainland too quickly, because you can train skills from skill trainers, but it costs you some points or things like that. I can't remember exactly how it works, but take your time, enjoy the journey. It's fun. So yeah, we'll talk to this guy. He says go to Green Hills County, and that's perfect because that is where I was planning on going. I'm glad that I went and talked to Master Saberland. Now we can make our way to Green Hills County. I was saying earlier, though, yeah, this game is really just for anyone that just wants to slow down and experience something new, experience a new world, a new adventure. It does right now, especially in this pre-searing area. There's nothing too challenging, although if you're not careful, you could die pretty easily. But it does get relatively challenging. The further and further you go in this game, you're not going to be able to do it by yourself, truthfully. I'll show you guys what the devs have put into this game. This is go to Pike & Square. We want new warrior trainer. But yeah, no, it does get a lot more challenging. If you could find 2 or 3 friends that wanted to, team up to download this game, play it with you, oh my gosh, you are going to have the time of your life. It's going to be so much fun. This game is perfect if you've got a small group of friends, 2, 3 people that you can run around, adventure with, experience. You can all play the different roles. So one of you could be more of a tank, one of you could be DPS, one of you could be the healer, one of you could be I don't know, an enchanter or something along those lines. And you're going to have a really, really fun time. As long as you know what you're getting in for, a slower, more strategic action, classic action RPG. Here's War Master Grass. He looks sick. Very cool armor. You can get armor that's, if not exactly the same, very similar to this as you continue to progress. So, talk to War Master Grass here, and I think he's going to give us some sword skills, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. Sword. Let's try it out. Let's try out the sword here. I think Devona might, if we go back to Devona, she might teach us some hammer skills. Can't remember. But we will put this, I think you can double click. Yeah. Double click to equip. So now we got sword and shield, this sword and board. Unfortunately, I think when you're out in the wild, your skills are stuck. Let me check that theory. Oh no, you can, okay, nice. So you can just customize them as you want, and I'll show you. What we'll probably do is keep Frenzy the first, then we'll put Sever Artery, and then Gash. Maybe even like Banesing. I should probably use that. Just trying to think of a little rotation that we can use. We'll get some healing here, and then these smiting, so I probably won't do them as much. We're just gonna stick to more of the warrior side of things for Capo. What else can I tell you guys about Guild Wars 1? Ooh, Grazden the Protector. He might have a little something for me. Need you to escort Fra Capo on a mission to capture the outlaw. Use a protector to tell you to keep Fra, and she'll do the heavy lifting. Counting on you. Oh, okay. Let's get rid of. It doesn't really matter. We don't really care too much about that. Shielding hands reduces income damage and lifesteal by 3 for 8 seconds. It's fine. We've already got some stuff, although probably be helpful to use it on that other person. We are looking for Raw Invasion. Here we go. What else can I tell you guys? So this is the Prophecies campaign. There's 3 different campaigns. Well, technically 4. 3 main games that you can purchase and play on your own. Like you can purchase them on their own. You can play through them, and that is Prophecies, Factions, and Nightfall in that order. They are not totally dependent on one another. You can play. You can play like Prophecies, it just on its own. I'm not going to use my skills here because, of course, the first enemies that I'm fighting, the Stone Elementals, this sword here they're going to be It's not going to affect them. I'll try it, but yeah. Target is immune to bleeding. And then this one deals +5 damage and inflicts deep wound condition if your target is bleeding. So both of those are totally useless right now. Okay, heal up here. All right, like I was saying, you can play Prophecies, and then you could play Factions, you could play Nightfall, all on its own. You don't have to play them in order. But personally, I think you should start with Prophecies. I was really surprised when I made my video covering Guild Wars 1. There were some people that said it was stupid that I was playing Prophecies. I should have played Factions or Nightfall. And I agree that they are good expansions, they're good campaigns, but Prophecies is the original. It is the OG. I don't see why anyone would want to just skip, you know, the original game, the original experience that everyone had when Guild Wars first came out. So I would highly suggest start with Prophecies. You don't have to play through the whole thing if you don't want to. It might be the longest, but with each expansion that came out, they added new classes. So, oh wait, this is back here. I've already kind of covered the classes you can play in Guild Wars 1 Prophecies, but if you want to go to Factions, it will add, let's see, it's the Assassin and the Ritualist, and then, oh no, you know, I might be saying that wrong. I need to brush up on my guild. I know it's Assassin, and then I think it's the Ritualist. Yes, it's the Ritualist. And then in Nightfall, they add the Delvish. I want to say that's what it's called. The guys with the scythes. And the Paragons. Again, if I'm saying that wrong, just someone correct me, but I'm pretty sure that's what it is. I think all of them are very unique. All of them are very different from one another. Prophecies gives you, I think Prophecies gives you more of that Western, almost like a classic WoW adventure type of game. Factions takes it into more of a Eastern feel. It feels a little bit more like just more like Eastern graphics. A lot of the architecture and the characters and stuff are more Eastern art style graphics and things like that. And then Nightfall is almost like an Egyptian theme, I want to say. It's got more of that like pyramid-esque Egyptian art style and things like that. So very unique, all of them really fun. I have not played through every single campaign, but I have tried them all. The nice thing with the Guild Wars trilogy, if you buy that, you can play Prophecies, Factions, and Nightfall, and you can try them all out separately. You can play them in order, so if you want to play through Prophecies, then you can take your character over to the Factions campaign, you can play through it, and then you can take it to the Nightfall campaign as well. Or if you want to play through Prophecies, then create a new character for Factions, and then create a new character for Nightfall, you can do that as well. It's very... We're gonna walk this girl, escort Farah Capo somewhere. Just head on over to Lakeside County. I'll meet you there. Okay. That's right here. Yeah, very flexible. And then there you have the one oddball, which is Eye of the North. Try to keep up. All right, we will. We shall. Eye of the North. I've never played it. Just being straight up honest with you, but Eye of the North is the one expansion that does require you to own other games in order to play it. So you have to buy one or the trilogy in order to play Eye of the North, and it's a separate purchase. So There we go. Very nice, very nice. Oh, the way that the warrior skills work is you build up like rage, or I guess it's adrenaline, maybe that's what it's called. And I want to say it's like adrenaline. Anyways, you have to build it. You have to build that up in order to use the different like skills and stuff. So it doesn't cost energy, but it does cost adrenaline. And the devs did a really good job of making a lot of the skills work off work off of each other. So like this sever artery inflicts bleeding, and then gash, it deals extra damage and inflicts a deep wound if the target is bleeding. So you want to try and get skills that all work off of each other, and there's hundreds of them out there. So lots of options for build crafting, theory crafting, things like that. If you're someone that likes creating strategic builds and just using different tactics and strategies and theory crafting with you should really try out Guild Wars 1. It's so much fun. We're actually using our sword now, go figure. So let's put some into our sword, and then maybe we do strength as well. Where did our friend go? Oh no, shoot, hopefully she doesn't die and I just pulled aggro on something else. A woof. Okay, do some damage here, try and protect her. I don't have any of the actual protection spells that I was supposed to be using on her, so that's all right. I think we'll be fine. She seems to be handling her own quite well. Nice, nice. We're definitely not going to get to this, but one of the interesting things about Guild Wars 1, when you get to the main LAN, is you can go out and do whatever you want. You can do side quests and little adventures, and you can navigate through the world, but there is a main story quest, and you go through it through things called missions. Missions are essentially quest objective based dungeons. They're not dungeons in the sense of you're going into dungeons, like, because most of them are not underground or in dungeons like a lot of them are in World of Warcraft or other MMOs. They're missions. They're out in the open world, or not in the open world. They're out in the world, and they are instance, and they're group content, so 4 people. And here's the cool thing I will show you guys. If you're someone that is more of a solo player, you don't have time, or you don't have other people that are playing games or MMOs with you, what you can do in Guild Wars 1 is, if I can find them, you can recruit henchmen. But where are the henchmen? This is a really lame demonstration here because I don't see them. I know that there's henchmen somewhere. Basically, henchmen are NPCs that act as teammates, so if you're not able to find any friends to play with you, or you know, you just would rather play on your own, you can find henchmen and add them to your party. I guess maybe the henchmen aren't, you know what, maybe the henchmen aren't actually what's the word? The henchmen are not introduced until you get to the mainland. So I guess I can't actually feature that I'll show you. But yeah, you can get these henchmen. You can get 3 henchmen. I think it stays that way the whole time. You know, actually, eventually the missions and questing and stuff, you can start adding more to your party. I don't know exactly when that is, but there are stuff that you can do like 6 party, I think even 8 party stuff with, maybe more. We are going to... You're totally lost right now. Let's go back to Green Hills County and turn in this quest. There is a little, what is that called? Feebles Fair or Foibles Fair or something up here, but I did not. No, that's over here. Anyways, what was I saying? The missions. You can do whatever you want in Guild Wars 1. There's lots of like side quests, lots of adventuring, lots of exploration that you can do. Or you can just do the main story quests. And that's the most efficient way to go through the game if that's what you'd rather do. You just go through the missions, and each mission pretty much leads you to the next mission. Sometimes you have to run a little bit, but oftentimes you play through a mission, you know, you play through the story, and then that leads you to the next mission. As you continue to progress, the game does get a lot harder. Towards the start, you can kind of chill out, turn your brain off. You don't have to think too much about what you're doing. But yeah, once you get closer to the higher level missions and stuff, you actually have to start applying some brain power. And honestly, it becomes, it's not 100% necessary, but it becomes really, really helpful if you can find some friends or other people to play along with you that know the game better than you or a higher level than you, and they can kind of help you work through some of the different quests and missions and stuff, because it does get pretty challenging. I remember my last playthrough, I made it through the first few missions, no big deal, but eventually I started getting to places where I just couldn't do it with just me and henchmen anymore. I had to find some actual human beings that were a little bit higher level to start helping me out get through the missions. So, but the story is pretty cool. It's not like, you know, Baldur's Gate 3 or anything, but the story is not too bad. It's pretty grounded. I'm not going to go into the story again. If you want to try it out, definitely follow along with the story. It's great. I'm the type of person that I don't want to like give away too many spoilers and things like that. Just trying to kind of give some highlights and features for the game, what you can expect, some of the basic features, things like that. Let's venture this way. You know, actually, we turned in that quest. I want to go see. I feel like Devona has some Warhammer skills for me. Let's see. Let's go talk to Devona. She is over here, but just look at this beautiful world that the devs created. It's just really very peaceful, calm, relaxing. It's just kind of a traditional classic adventure game dream, you know? It's just beautiful, it's cozy. For many people, if you played it back in the day, nostalgic, it's great. It'll be interesting to see how long will I just keep coming back to this game on occasion. I played it about a year ago for a little bit, and now I'm just doing this to chill out, relax, get some good vibes going. Yeah, let's go talk to Devona. I think she'll give us some Warhammer skills, which is what I want. Trouble in the woods? Maybe she doesn't. The Grawl have been mustering south of the bridge. Let's... Okay, well. We're going to go over here, and we're going to go fight some Grawl. If I remember correctly, some of these are actually much higher level, but Devona here is just a total beast. So she's going to do she's going to do the heavy lifting. What else can I tell you guys? Yeah, see, this guy's like level 6. These guys are no big deal. Level 1, level 2. Oh, look at that. What a beast. What a beast. All right, Devona, there's some more. Here, you tank. I don't. Hey, Devona. There we go. Let's take a little bit of aggro. Like I said, she's a beast. She like cannot die, so. Oh, dude, the healers, man, these are the worst. Oh, one thing that's very interesting about Guild Wars 1 is all of the all of the enemy mobs have skills that are also used by players. Nice. So you'll see enemy warrior mobs that would have Sever Artery and Gash and things like that. Oops. And there are parts of the game where if you come across, depending on your party combination and your comp, there are times where it becomes very difficult to actually complete quests because you'll have like 2 or 3 enemy healers. And if you're not doing enough damage, those healers will just infinitely heal their little posse. It becomes really annoying. So you have to be kind of strategic at times. All right, we get a little Warhammer. Nice. Tithe for Ashford Abbey. Okay, yeah, so a skill point. This is what you would use to buy skills or acquire skills from a skill trainer. Let's accept that. I was really hoping I would get some Warhammer abilities. Ooh, you know what? I think it's actually somewhere over here. That's okay though. We're getting close to an hour. What else can I tell you guys about? There's little... Where are these guys? There's little collectors here. There is a mode that, you know, you don't trade with any other players. It's kind of like a self-found type of, and you can go to these collectors here. You can kill mobs in the area, and if you have 5 worn belts, which I'm sure you can get worn belts from some of the mobs in the area, you can trade him for different items. So you can get a belt pouch and scribe staff, battle axe, things like that. Allison the Tanner, what does she need? Can't remember. There's one of these quests over here has you like collecting the prize winning hog. You know what we can talk about? Here, let's go up this way. One thing we can talk about is the shifts that Guild Wars 1 has compared to Guild Wars 2. When I was younger, I played Guild Wars 1, absolutely loved it, and then years went by. I hadn't played it for a long time, and then eventually Guild Wars 2 was announced, and I was so excited. I was stoked. I really wanted to play it. However, the season of life that I was in, I just wasn't really playing video games as much at the time. So when Guild Wars 2 came out, I didn't actually play it. It took me years. It was years later that I finally tried out Guild Wars 2. And I gotta say, I don't know if disappointed is the right word. I don't know if that's the right word. I was just caught off guard. I was expecting a true sequel, a true follow-up or expansion from Guild Wars 1. Just Guild Wars 1, you know, having the core mechanics and all of that stuff the same. And Guild Wars 2 would just kind of continue a story or expand the story, expand some classes. But Guild Wars 2 and Guild Wars 1 are very, very different games. There's a lot of people that started off playing Guild Wars 1, and when Guild Wars 2 came out, of course, Guild Wars 2 became more popular. It's more polished, it's more player friendly and accessible, and lots of other things. Whether you think Guild Wars 1 or Guild Wars 2 is better or not, that's subjective. But for people that grew up playing Guild Wars 1, Guild Wars 2 is just a really huge shift in a totally different direction. A lot of people were just not expecting that. Here's immersion over here. One thing, so the crafting and stuff in Guild Wars 1, not a huge focus. We've got, what, 400 gold here, so I can show you a little bit. We'll buy a salvage kit. It's very simple. So, like, you would get some of these items. So this is like salvage items, and I think double click. Salvage these, and we get something called a tanned hide square. Do it again, do it again. So now we've got 3 tanned hide squares. So I can't craft anything myself, but let's see if there's a crafting person here. I don't think there is. That's okay. You would go to like a crafting vendor or something, and you have to have the material and some gold that you pay them to craft the items and stuff that you are looking for. Let's go back this way. Just keep running around as we talk a little bit more. But yeah, Guild Wars 2 and Guild Wars 1, very, very different games. Caught me off guard. I was not expecting it. They completely, not even like revamped, they just completely changed their skill system. So in Guild Wars 1, you've got 8 skills. You swap those out. You get to customize every single skill that's in your bar, and you get the dual like primary, secondary class. And they've got the elite skill system and things like that. In Guild Wars 2, it's very different. So it changes from class-based skills to weapon-based skills, and as soon as you pick up a weapon, you get a dedicated, I think it's 4 or 5 skills you get right off the bat. So you pick up a weapon and it gives you like 5 skills for that weapon. For me, that was a huge turnoff, just right off the bat. That was a huge turnoff. I did not like the fact that you pick up a weapon and you just get 4 or 5 skills given to you right away, and you don't get to change or customize any of those skills that you are using. It's certain weapons have certain skills. Now, as you progress, there's like an extended skill bar. So you can get like 4 or 5 of these extra skills as you level up and stuff, and you can kind of customize those a little bit. What are we doing here? Oh, this is just talking to these people. So that was like the biggest shock to me, because you have to understand the skills. The 8 system skill bar was so iconic to Guild Wars 1. The problem with it, and I didn't really care or think about this when I was a kid, is that it was very unbalanced. One second. Okay. There we go. Nice. Let's go this way. I don't think there's anything. Oh yeah, we'll go this way. No. This skill system apparently is very unbalanced, and no matter what the devs tried to do, it always came down to there are specific skills and specific metas that are always going to be the strongest builds and stuff. And a lot of Guild Wars 1 players that were really heavy into PvP and stuff did not like that, because even though it was very customizable and you could kind of theory craft and make some of your own builds and stuff, at the end of the day it just wasn't balanced. Like, you had to follow certain meta builds and stuff if you wanted to be competitive. So in Guild Wars 2, they wanted to fix that problem, but in the process of fixing the problem, they just totally got rid of what made Guild Wars 1 like so iconic with its 8 skill bar, you know, totally customizable system. So that was one thing that I did not love. The one thing that Guild Wars 2 really does improve on is Guild Wars 2 is a true MMO RPG. They got rid of the, you know, just outpost based party group, seeing people, whatever. You can see everyone at all times in Guild Wars 2. And so that's a huge reason as to why it took over and became a lot more popular than Guild Wars 1. I am going this way, but I don't know where I'm going. I don't remember anything about this area. I think we got to go through this cave here. No. But yeah, obviously, like, the devs did something right when it came to Guild Wars 2. It's such a hit. Everyone loves the game. Everyone loves the fact that it's very horizontally, not everyone, but people that like horizontal progression love Guild Wars 2 for that reason. The mount system's incredible. There's no mounts in Guild Wars 1. You can jump in Guild Wars 2, so that's a major improvement that they added into that. Let's use a little retribution here. These sword abilities are totally useless for me. Anyways, we're gonna wrap it up here, but I just want to play for like an hour or so. Show off the game, feature it a little bit, talk about some of the pros and cons, different things that make it great, and other things that people might not like. The biggest thing, like I said, if you're looking for a game that is more traditional, a little bit slower pace, more of that classic traditional graphic style, and you have a couple friends to go on this journey with you, you're going to have an incredible time, and I highly recommend trying it out. Should you play Guild Wars 1 in 2026? Absolutely. I think you should try it out. You will know, the nice thing about Steam is you will know within 2 hours if you want to continue playing this game or not. You will absolutely know. So I don't know if it's on sale. It was on sale for a bit. I think I got the trilogy for $15, which is a heck of a deal. But even at full price, I think it's like 30 something dollars. It's still, in my opinion, it's still worth it if you're going to dedicate some time. You know, you've got, I think Prophecies takes somewhere around like 40 hours, 30, 40 hours to complete. And then Factions and Nightfall both take like 20 to 30 hours, something like that. So you've got a lot of content to play through. And one thing that I can't really feature as well as I would like is the community of players that are in Guild Wars 1. I mean, Guild Wars 1 community is top notch. It is S tier when it comes to community. Everyone is super friendly, super helpful, really welcoming to new players. I don't know, everyone that plays this game absolutely loves it. They're passionate about it, they're excited about it, and they're very helpful and welcoming to new players. You could easily find a guild, Discord community, things like that. I remember last time I played and I got to, what was it called? Lion's Arch. There was legitimately an actual in-game party going on that night that I got to kind of be a part of. I didn't know who it was, but I ran up to the circle of people. They were dancing and shooting off fireworks, and there was some music playing, and I asked them what's going on. They're like, we're just having a party, like we're just chilling out. They just, I don't know, they just love this game and they enjoy. I feel like Guild Wars 1 people are very simple. They're just gamers from a simpler time. They don't need a new flashy MMO. They don't need they just love this game. They've gotten lost and invested in this game, and they're very excited to welcome anyone that wants to try it out. So give it a shot, see what you think. Let me know if you're still watching this. Thanks so much for watching. Hope you enjoy it. And yeah, I'm doing a little challenge here, trying to upload one video a day for 100 days. So this is going to be day 34. There you guys have it. Should you play Guild Wars 1 in 2026? Yes, go for it. I think it's definitely worth trying out. All right, hope you guys have a great rest of the night. I'll catch you guys in the next one.